I tend to shy away from the term self-care because I think it's just a term that's mostly applied to women. And I think that what it is it's really just taking time for yourself to do things that you enjoy, that you need to refresh. So one of the things that I've learned, and definitely it's been a more recent evolution for me, particularly in the last couple of years, is that I have to set boundaries around time that I need for myself, and time that I need with my children or with my friends or, with people who are important to me, doing things that I love to do. I have to consciously set boundaries around that time. And then more importantly, which I think has been even harder, is not just to set, this is my boundary, but actually when things encroach on that boundary, to say, I'm going to maintain that boundary, which I think is a far harder thing to do. I think particularly for women, because we tend to want to say yes to everything.
I have kind of deemed this year as my year of calming down and saying no. And what I mean by that is I have this, I'm a little bit of a type A personality, and I have a tendency, and I'm Irish Catholic by upbringing. So I have this tendency to say yes to things and feel compelled to do things, and try to get 20 things done a day. And I'm trying to take the tact of just essentially calming down and saying no, even to myself, about different things.
I actually used COVID as a reason to really reflect on how I was taking care of myself or wasn't taking care of myself, and embarked on an entire just wellness journey. And it entailed me becoming a yoga instructor, starting, helping others with wellness coaching and eating differently, prioritizing myself, looking at things, not to just add something more to my resume, but look at things that I want to get involved with that brought me joy, versus just taking on, one more committee or, one more board position or whatnot. And I look at the person I am now and compared to the person I am then, and I'm two totally different people. I feel more energetic. I feel better about myself, and not only for myself, but my team at my office, as well as my family.
I was definitely a yes person, saying yes to work projects, volunteer opportunities, everything. And I always looked at taking a nap as being lazy, that if I'm not doing something, I'm not taking advantage of my time away from work, and that a nap was something that lazy people do. So I really learned to embrace the nap. And now I'm pretty sure that my husband might have some concerns for my napping, but I really think of it as self-care, binge watching some, reality TV or, a series that you want to follow up on and catch up on. I don't see anything wrong with that now. If you asked me 2 years ago, they're totally different situation.
I would say it begins with good self-awareness. So I think you have to know what you need. You need to know physically, mentally, how much rest you need, how much exercise you need. And then you have to build some really good practices around that with good discipline. Between managing the 5 kids and a full-time job and all the other responsibilities, I do a lot of volunteer work and everything as well. I can't have any downtime. So if I don't take care of myself, I end up further behind. So it doesn't pay off to not be disciplined and do some of the things that I know that I need.
Being a planner, knowing that time, so just that we put an hour in our calendar for a meeting, we could put an hour in a calendar for us, right? Whatever that may be. And if an hour is not enough, then doing it in 2 hours on a Sunday, and the rest of the day could be the food shopping, the swimming, or whatever that may be, for others. But being very mindful and I found that to work for me, because that Sunday, having that downtime, doing an activity, then really puts me in a good place for Monday morning. And then Monday morning, I am fresh and I am good and I'm there and I'm focused. And I found that ever since I started doing that, it's made a huge difference for me.
As a CPA, we're always taking care of our clients and our people and everybody else. And I have to, be nice to everyone all the time. As in my personal life, I'm I've really been more choosy about, you know, who I spend time with, who I want to spend time with. You know, there's always those obligations and there's a lot of them. And I've just learned to prioritize, like, you know, this Friday, I just want to go have a glass of wine and hang out with the people I want to hang out with and not feel guilty. It all comes back to that, not feel guilty. You know, I think those are the biggest things that I've learned. And some of that, like you guys have all said, has changed during COVID, and it did give you a chance to at least slow down and, you know, binge watch that TV and whatever else that, you know, helps you to relax.
I feel that one thing we haven't talked about is mental health. I grew up in a family where my dad was a psychiatrist, my mom was a psychologist. And to us, it was always, you know, it's not a taboo. You kind of seek help when you need it, and you just deal with, you know, going to therapy, and that's just part of life. And I feel like during the pandemic, you know, in the past, it's been, you know, you had sick days and vacation days, and then now it's like you have PTO days. People still don't feel comfortable. I feel people don't still feel comfortable using their PTO days for mental health days, when I think it should be something that's, you know, not only acknowledge the fact that PTO days can be used for just days that you don't feel like yourself and you don't feel like going in and you just need the time to kind of regroup. It's no surprise that most therapists around town are completely booked because people are seeking help. And I think it's something we don't, as a culture, we don't prioritize that as much as we should.
You know how they say, you know, in case of emergency, you know, why do the airlines tell you to put on the mask first, right? Because you have to take care of yourself before you can help take care of someone else. So I just think that all of us really are, this is empowering me. This group activity is empowering me to do better at it, because I'm not very good at it. I have my son's wedding that's coming up in June, and they gave me massage, you know, some gift certificates for massages. And you don't know how many times I've, you know, pulled that gift certificate out and say, oh my gosh, you know, somebody had mentioned feeling guilty. And then I put it back in my purse. So again, thank you for empowering me to be better at self-care.
Congratulations,
Congratulations, everyone.